Hey guys, Tyler from Righteous Gaming here. Thanks for taking time to watch the videos. I really appreciate it. So I'm back. It's been a long hiatus for me putting out market related videos on the channel. It's been about 6 months. The last time I put out a video actually was a couple hours before my wife and I drove to the hospital to deliver our first baby. And so that's pretty exciting. And so as you can understand, there's been a lot going on for the past 6 months. We've been doing a lot of traveling. We've been having to take care of a newborn. But I finally made some time and I'm back doing videos. There's a lot to talk about in the world of Flesh and Blood. We got a new set coming up. And there's been a new meta during Road to National season currently. And there's been a lot going on. And so I wanted to update you guys with this video. Usually I update with all of my trips that I go on when I go vend places. And so I wanted to compile all the events that I have vended over the past few months. And I want to talk to you guys about those. I'll give you an update on how those went if you weren't able to attend on them. I want to show you guys some cool pickups that I've picked up over the past 6 months. And then I want to give you an update on the channel and where we're headed in 2026 because I got some exciting things I want to talk about in the future. We're making progress on my dream of opening a store, and I just wanted to update you guys on where we're at. So first, I want to show you guys some cool pickups that I've done. I completed my gold foil set for my Katsu deck. I got the pouncing links, I got the cross strap, the breaking scales, the snapdragon scalers. I've got a mask momentum over there, so that's pretty cool. Other pickups I have. Where did I put them? Here we go. I've met a few cool artists over the past 6 months, and so I got Thomas from Europe. I got him to do a custom of me holding up my baby, and so that's pretty cool. I got Nathaniel from the Philippines. He signed my Lyeth hero card. Lyeth has been the new deck that I've been playing. You guys know in the past I've been a Katsu player. Right now I've been playing Lyeth and having a lot of fun with him with my own build, not a build that a lot of people are running right now. And so maybe I'll do a deck tech on it in the future. It's one of the videos that I have planned, but I've been enjoying him a lot. And I got Lucio, made from Brazil, he made a custom fealty token, and so that's pretty cool. He signed one of those. Got picked that up in Seattle a couple weeks ago, so that's pretty exciting. And as you guys know, I love collecting funky sleeves. Anytime you guys do a like a custom sleeve, I swipe one off of a card that you sell me, and I put them in a cool sleeve box. And so I've got a couple sleeves from stores in Japan. So we got this one, and we got this one. I thought those were cool sleeves. And then I got someone's cat. I don't know whose cat this is, but this was a cool sleeve. I got another cat, and the cat has a hat that says, "Please be patient, I have autism." So I thought that was pretty funny. Found a sleeve from my boy TCG Ted. I gotta get him to sign this sleeve, but someone was using his sleeves, and so I swiped one of those. We got this guy. I don't remember his name, but if you know him, tag him. Thought this was a funny sleeve. And then I got someone's kid, so they made sleeves of their kid. So looks like a young Saints fan here. So we got that sleeve too. So I love my sleeves and my sleeve collection. So if you guys have any fun sleeves, feel free to drop them by the booth or sell me a card in it, and I'll pick those up. It's just one of the things I love to collect as a vendor. So now I want to talk to you guys about the events that I have done since the last time I put out a video. For those that are interested, I know some of you guys are interested in hearing about them. And so first was the Auckland Calling. So this was an event that I went to about a month after the birth of my baby, and so I was really appreciative to my wife for letting me go to this event because it was a very exciting event. It was a double calling weekend. They were going to be opening Alpha and Arcane Rising First, which has some really cool cards in it. And so I really wanted to make it out there, and she was very gracious enough to let me go. We did a lot of buying there. It was at a card show actually, So it was at the New Zealand Card Convention, the National New Zealand Card Convention, the biggest one in New Zealand of the year. And so we were actually away from the players. We were in a separate. The venue was split in half. So half of it was all the vendors, all sorts of games, all sports, comic books, trading cards, Pokemon, Lorcana, Magic. Every game was being represented there, and then there was a separate section for the tournament players. And so I didn't get to be around a lot of the players all the time, but one of the benefits of the event was that for the vendors, they shut the hall down at 5. So they were open 9 to 5, and so we didn't have to be out there all night till 9. We got to have a good time each night in New Zealand. I could go play a side event if I wanted to. We could go out to dinner. We just go relax, and so that was pretty nice. But I love the New Zealand players. I went to New Zealand twice this year. Made some friends down there, and so the players are very nice and welcoming community. I'm excited to go back in the future when they have another event there. It was a really cool event, opening Alpha and Arc first. So this is the last calling until their 10th year anniversary coming up in 4 years that they're going to be having Alpha at an event. So it was really cool to watch players open cold foil cards and that were stamped too, because it was a competitive level event. So I picked up a few stamped cards myself for my collection. So I was pretty excited about that. The next calling was the next weekend was in Kansas City. I love Kansas City. I'm a big Chiefs and Royals fan, as well as I'm from Kansas myself. And so it was like going home. I knew the city and loved the barbecue there is the best part. But I was very excited for this event. And so it was one of only 3 or 4 standalone callings this year for the U.S. We didn't have that many. And so I'm looking forward to having more next year. But Kansas City was a great event. We had some good sales. We had a good buying. It was actually about the size I thought it was. It was about 500 people that were there. So it was a nice event for the timing. It being in the middle of August after Nationals, and then before a new set release. And it is a good time, good event. I loved showing the workers that I had at the booth. I love showing them around Kansas City. We did a lot of exploring, a lot of tourist stuff, ate a lot of barbecue. It was a good time. Montreal was the world premiere for Super Slam. It was actually surprisingly a slower event for us. One of the slowest events that we had. The Canadian market is a bit different. A lot of cards are cheaper in Canada. So the prices that we had to sell at the booth for American prices weren't as attractive to Canadians as buying in their own country is. And so it was a slower sales weekend for us, but it was good for buying. We bought a lot of cards that weekend, but I also got to play in this one. So I brought enough help for this tournament that it was actually one of the 3 events I played in all year. And so the only calling I played in this year was in Montreal. And guess what? Your boy day 2'd that calling. So we finished day 1 in the top 20. Had a good draft spot. Couldn't convert on day 2. Had no idea what I was doing in draft. But I had a great time. Proved to myself, to my team, that I still got it. You can't count me out when I come to an event. So if you ever see me and you're paired against me, you better watch out. I still got it. Next, we went to Hamburg. Man, Hamburg was a surprise. It was a shock. It was an awesome event. First calling in Germany. And so I didn't know what to expect for a standalone European event. I hadn't been to a standalone European event before, meaning an event that didn't have like a pro tour or a world premiere attached to it. But man, it was crazy. It was about 550-ish players in the calling, second largest European calling that wasn't tied to a major event. And so there are a lot of players there. The venue was packed. There wasn't an open seat on Saturday. With the players playing the calling and side events, they had to bring out more tables to fit everyone in the venue. And so it was awesome. Love when that happens. Would love to go back. We need a tier 4 event there in Germany. Maybe we get a world premiere there this year. Maybe we get Worlds there. So because Worlds will be in Europe this year. But anyway, we need more events in Germany. The German players really came out for it, and it was really cool. Worlds was our best show ever for sales. The best show of the year for sales. We took a large amount of trades in. We did a lot of sales. Didn't do a ton of buying. A lot of people thought that Worlds was going to be a big selling event this year. That a lot of people were going to sell cards at Worlds. That people were getting out of the game. That people didn't like the reprints that were coming. And so I didn't really see that. I saw way more sales than I did buys. And so I think that I left Worlds with a greater confidence in Flesh and Blood, knowing that people were buying. They were buying into the game. They weren't selling into the game. I met a lot of new players, a lot of players that were finishing decks, and so this notion, this idea that people had around Worlds that people were selling out of the game, people are selling out of the game right now. I think it's just false from what I was experiencing at the event. There was way more people buying stuff than they were selling stuff. It was really cool. We took our baby to our first event. Vending with the baby is a lot harder than not. We weren't really expecting that. I was expecting my wife, to be able to help out a lot at the event. However, we quickly learned that she was not able to help out a lot. So that was tough. But we figured it out. We got there. We had our best finish at an event as a team, as Team Righteous Gaming. Dylan took 23rd at Worlds. We were very excited for him. So that was really cool. And we're really proud of him. He played Viserai in LL and Gravy in CC. And so, really proud of him. Good job, Dylan. We also debuted Purple Guy. He needs a name. My wacky, wavy, inflatable arm tube man. And so he needs a name. So if you guys have any ideas for a name for him, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas and suggestions. So we couldn't think of a name yet. I would have him going right now, but he has to be plugged in. He has a fan, so I didn't want it to ruin the sound of the video. But if you come to an event, come say hi to Mr. Unnamed right here. And give me a suggestion for a name. I'm struggling to think of one for him. I have a couple extra tokens from Worlds. The Liberty Bell tokens. And so I'm going to be giving away 2 of them in my server over the next week. So join our server. The link will be in the comments. The Righteous Gaming server. And we give them away for free. Ship them right to your door. Pick up an event. And I'd love to have you in the server. Talk about the market. Talk about news that comes up in Flesh and Blood. And talk about random stuff too. So if you guys are interested in joining our community, we'd love to have you in there. Also put deals in there, sales, new inventory, cool inventory I'll put in there first as well. So love it if you would join us and share yourself with us in there. Finally, the last event of the year is in Seattle. A couple weeks before Christmas. It's actually a smaller event. The December events always are. 200 to 300 players in the calling, 400 players for the weekend. So it wasn't a huge event, but I had fun nonetheless. I love Seattle as a city. Had my good friend from college come help me who lives in the area. He knew nothing about Fab, and he killed it all weekend. So I was really impressed and really happy to share this game with him. And I was able to play in the Battle Hard, and I played Silver Age. I played Leviathan in Silver Age. Didn't do well, went 2-3, but I had a blast. And so it was nice to be able to play in an event again. Test out the Silver Age format myself. I had to see it myself. I hadn't played it yet, and I had a lot of fun. Games seemed to go great. They went quick, except when I played a Prism, which Leviathan to Prism, not a good matchup. We don't have poppers. Everything is halved. So I learned that. But besides that, it was an alright event. A slower event, not the best show, but still good to have one last event before Christmas, before we took a break for the holidays. And so, I appreciate you guys watching the videos, keeping up on our channel. I'm gonna try to do my best to keep up on the content, posting once or twice a week. Apologize for not getting videos out quicker. I got busy, made excuses, prioritized selling cards. And sometimes I don't feel like my videos are reaching people. I know that's false. I know that's a lie. But every event I go to, people come up to the booth and they say they like my videos, they like my content, they enjoy listening to what I have to say, and that encouragement means a lot to me. And so it's because of that encouragement that I keep going, that I'm putting out more videos, more content. And so I really appreciate you guys saying that. It makes me feel good, makes me feel like what I have to say is important, and I think that's just what we all want out of life anyway. We just want to be heard. We just want people to listen to what we have to say. And so I appreciate it. The time. Upcoming videos I'm going to do. We're going to do a year in review video. Talk about this past year, how it was for us. I'm share some top 5 lists that might be interesting for you guys. We're going to talk about the state of the market, what the market's doing right now as we await the next set, Compendium of Wraith. We're going to talk about my thoughts about Compendium of Wraith, what I'm expecting from the set, what I think about all the reprints, and how the set's going to affect the meta. And then we're going to preview next year and talk about next year and what to expect out of 2026 for Flesh and Blood. So I hope you'll stay with me. I hope you'll watch the videos, join our Discord server, sign up for our giveaways, and I hope you've had a good holidays. And I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.